Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India News Hour. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be on a 3-day visit to the United States of America from 21st to 23rd of September. During the visit, he would join world leaders at the upcoming Quad Summit, which is expected to address pressing global issues, including the situation in Ukraine. Prime Minister will also participate in the UN Summit for the Future at the UN headquarters in New York. He would also address a gathering of the Indian diaspora in New York. DD India's Amritpal Singh and Shubhendu Ghosh report from New York.
Mr. Narendra Modi is all set to embark on a crucial 3-day visit to the United States beginning Saturday. The visit kicks off with the highly anticipated Quad Summit in Delaware, followed by a series of important engagements in the New York City, including addressing the Summit for the Future, meetings with global CEOs, diaspora events, and bilateral discussions with world leaders.
The Prime Minister will be visiting the US from the 21st to the 23rd of September. This visit combines many aspects. It has a very important bilateral aspect to it, a very important plurilateral aspect to it, and an equally important multilateral aspect to it. There will be interaction with a variety of foreign partners at the level of the Prime Minister. There will be interaction with the large Indian diaspora in the US, and there will be engagement with a host of business and industry leaders, amongst others.
The visit begins with the Quad Summit, a critical platform for cooperation between 4 member countries: India, the United States, Japan, and Australia. The summit will focus on regional security, Indo-Pacific strategy, and evolving dynamics of global diplomacy. The summit will explore avenues for enhanced collaboration in areas like technology, infrastructure, and climate change. On the sidelines of the summit, Prime Minister Modi will also hold bilateral meetings with Australian and Japanese Prime Minister and the US President Joe Biden.
There will be an opportunity for both sides to exchange a few agreements. Two that I would highlight are the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework related agreements and an India-US drug framework related MOU.
On Monday, the Prime Minister will participate in the UN Summit for the Future, where he is expected to speak about pressing global challenges of the future, including sustainable development, digital transformation, and global governance.
When Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses the Summit of the Future here in New York, focus would be on India's vision of a sustainable tomorrow, keeping in mind the priorities of the Global South.
The Prime Minister will also address the Indian American community at a diaspora event at the Long Island. The event is expected to reinforce strong connection between India and its diaspora, which plays a vital role in fostering India-US relations. The Prime Minister will also meet with American business leaders in New York. This would be an important opportunity to strengthen economic ties and attract investments in key sectors like technology, energy, and manufacturing. Following the meeting, Prime Minister Modi will also engage with global leaders in bilateral discussions. The highlight of the visit would be his participation in the Quad Summit, as it comes at a time when regional powers are navigating a complex web of alliances and adversarial relations in the Indo-Pacific. While the security of the Indo-Pacific will figure prominently in the talks between the leaders, from an Indian standpoint, the developmental needs and goals of the countries of the region would be of paramount importance. With cameraman Sumit Naudyal and my colleague Shubhendu Ghosh, this is Amritpal Singh for DD India in New York.
All right, Amritpal Singh is joining us from New York. Amrit, good morning. Now, we've shown our viewers the detailed report of yours wherein you talk of the Prime Minister's visit to the US. First of all, get us more on the UN Summit of the Future, which the Prime Minister will be participating in. Get us more on the summit first.
Well, the UN Under Secretary General Antonio Guterres has called this first summit of the future, which essentially looks at the emerging problems that humanity faces, the current problems and the emerging problems that humanity faces, be it climate change, be it keeping the international commitments on sustainable development, be it on on development financing, be it on the conflicts afflicting the world today like wars and conflicts, be it about technological changes, the way they are hitting us. So they're trying to evolve a consensus and see if a pact of the future can be signed and a consensus can be evolved within countries to deal with these problems. Though it's easier said than done, we know that realpolitik plays. Countries act on national interests, which are often at cross purposes, but this is a welcome initiative by the UN to see if a broad consensus can be evolved, because humanity faces these grave problems. Prime Minister Modi will be addressing the world leaders on that and making a strong case for the global south, for the developing countries, and also for a more fair and equitable global governance architecture. So when Prime Minister speaks there, the world leaders would be eager to hear what India offers because of India's growing stature, but also because India has assumed an unsaid leadership of the global south or the developing countries. So that needs to be factored into the global governance architecture. Priti.
All right, Amrit, that was about the Summit of the Future. The Prime Minister will also be participating in the Quad Summit. The Quad Summit will be held in Delaware, the hometown of President Biden, but it also comes at a time when the US is readying for a new leadership. Get us more as to what do we expect, what would be the priorities for the Quad Summit this time around?
Well, we don't know who the next president of the United States would be. They are in the heat of elections. But one thing is clear, President Biden has hung his spurs. So surely he's not coming back. So it's quite an emotional decision by him to hold the Quad Summit not in Washington, D.C. or in New York, where the world leaders are gathering, but in Delaware, in Wilmington, which is his hometown where he grew up. So that's he's trying to message that it's a personal connection between him. But two of the leaders out of the four that will be participating are hanging their boots. Fumio Kishida, the Prime Minister of Japan, also President of the United States, Joe Biden. But Quad, given that this is the fourth in-person meeting, the sixth meeting of the leaders, has come as an institution or a grouping into its own, which looks at both the safety and security and the security aspect of the Indo-Pacific region. But from an Indian standpoint, they are looking at how this region's developmental goals and aspirations can be met, be it disaster resilience, be it building linkages for trade, be it creating a framework where the West and the countries of the global south, because many of the countries of global south lie in the Indo-Pacific, they can collaborate for a mutually beneficial relationship. Priti.
All right, Amrit, also the Prime Minister will be holding bilateral meetings. He will also be meeting the Indian diaspora there in the US. Get us more on this as well.
All right, the Prime Minister, when he arrives here on the 21st, the first meeting that he has, a bilateral meeting that he has, is with Joe Biden, the US President. They'll be reviewing the entire gamut of relationship. He'll be looking at a continuity. It is a relationship, a comprehensive strategic relationship, which has a defense part to it. It has a trade part to it. It has people-to-people contacts. There's a huge diaspora here. 4.4 million Indians work here. There are Indian Americans included in it. So they form a significant part of the US economy. So both blue-collared workers and high-tech workers, IT workers in the Silicon area, even people working in the financial district of the country here. Where I am in New York, you have a lot of Indians working in the Wall Street. You have Indians heading giants, tech giants. So the entire gamut of the relationship shall be discussed here. Then he holds bilateral meetings with the rest of the four Quad leaders, with Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, with Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. Also later, the next day, he meets his counterparts from Kuwait. He also has a meeting with another bilateral meeting which is still in the works. So there would be more than, there would be about half a dozen bilateral meetings, because, they have to work out the schedules, because they are essentially here to participate in the UNGA. So we can expect half a dozen meetings between Prime Minister Modi and his counterparts from the countries I mentioned.
All right, Amrit, we leave it here. Thank you for joining in with those details.